You guys have heard of mercury, right? It's the only metal that's a liquid at room temperature, so, pretty fun to like play with it in your hand or something. But it's actually seriously toxic, so unless you are handling it very carefully, you could actually get brain damage. So that's not good. But there is a much safer alternative. It's something called gallium. Gallium's a completely non-toxic metal, but it's completely solid at room temperature. So you may be wondering, why am I even showing this to you if it's solid at room temperature? Well, it actually has a really low melting point for a metal at 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So if we were to put this in some hot water, then it would melt. Okay, so I heated up some water, and now I'm gonna pour it into this container. As you can see, there's a bit of water vapor coming off. And now we put the gallium in here. So the water is going to heat up the gallium until it turns completely liquid. So, been waiting a while now, and the gallium is now all liquid. Okay, so I got the container out of the way and dried it off. And now, all the gallium is a liquid. And then I can just pour it onto my hand. Oh yeah, some nice liquid metal. So yeah, it's nice and shiny and it's pretty cool. Especially to like scrape it with your finger. Bad news though, while it isn't toxic, it does tend to stick to stuff, except for a few exceptions, and leave a residue. And then I can just scoop it back into the bottle. Okay, so I got the thing back in. Now I have a bunch of gallium residue on my hands. Okay, so I cleaned off the residue from my hands. And now another cool thing you can do with it is put it into a mold. I can just pour the gallium into here. Whoa, shoot, it's a bit bigger than I wanted. So that's nice. So, nice little molds of gallium, but they're still liquid, so I'm gonna put them in my freezer so I can turn them back into a solid. Okay, this is a while later, and all of the liquid gallium is now completely solid. And if this is kept at temperatures below water's melting point, then of course it's gonna be low enough to freeze the gallium. So if I take this out, then I take the other end out. Okay, there. We have two nice little cubes of very cold, solid gallium. Then I'm gonna... So yeah, for a metal, gallium's kind of brittle, so it can be broken easily in small amounts. Okay, so what I now want to do is to melt these again. I just wanted to get them into cubes, just so it would be cooler to melt them. Okay, so now it's time to melt the gallium cubes back. To do this, I'm going to put them on this pan. I could put them in some hot water, but this is just to accelerate the process. Okay, so when I turn the stove on, it's gonna get much hotter than it needs to boil water. So it's definitely gonna be enough to melt the gallium, but it's gonna be barely anything to boil the gallium. So it's gonna quickly melt the gallium, but it won't be enough to boil the gallium. So. Okay, so at this point, they've definitely melted, and I can turn it off. I'm gonna use a syringe to suck this one up. Get all of it. Now I have some nice liquid gallium in the syringe, and then I just squirt it back into here. So before I do the second one, I found these other little small pieces that I accidentally got from it being stuck in a syringe from a past attempt. So I'm gonna put it on here. Oh yeah, and it quickly melts. Then I put the other one on and it melts as well. So then I suck it up with a syringe. Oh look, a little bit of it didn't melt. That's a bit weird. Now some more nice liquid gallium in here. Then I squirt it back. Ah, okay. Okay, so that was cool. So if you want to play with gallium, you can easily find it on Amazon. That's where I got this. It is completely non-toxic and is not dangerous. And the only real bad thing it can do is just get on your skin and annoy you. Although it's easy to wash up with just some water and soap. So, yeah, thanks for watching, but don't accidentally spill it on your laptop.